So, who was going to tell me that Divergent was actually a pretty good book, and I actually enjoyed reading this very much. I don't know how to even start this video, but welcome to my last book review of 2025. It is December 31st right now, and I'm making this video late as heck per usual. I just finished this book. It's been a rough go of this month, I think, for a lot of people, but I'm happy to say I finished my 12th book of the entire year, and I think I have 12 books on my channel right now. So I will be doing a review of all those books in the upcoming video. But for our last book right here, I just finished reading a book that most people read when they're in high school. And I knew that. It even says that there's a movie in 2014. I did not watch the film, clearly, because why would I watch it? I just finished this book. But I will say the summary of this book for people who don't know, because if you're like me, you never read this book, this is about a world where there are factions. Factions is a group of people that are based on a personality trait. So you know how you take like those personality tests that tell you what type of leader or like person you are, like if you're introvert, extrovert, whatever. It's one of those. Basically, you have five factions. I can't really name all the titles, but it's on the screen. But you have the brave, the selfless, the smart, the kind, and the honest. And you're split into one of those factions kind of from birth. And then when you turn like 16, you're actually put through a test and you initiate into one of those factions. And then you go away from wherever you live. Depending, let's say, for example, you're a brave person, but you are 16, you go through a test and you're like supposed to be selfless. Then you go to selfless and you leave your family, all that jazz. That's what this book is about. It's about this girl named Beatrice who leaves the selfless faction to go live in a brave faction because she just believes that she's not really the selfless type. But the problem is she's not also brave as well. Her whole identity within the initiation actually made her into Divergent because she is both brave and selfless, plus probably other things. In the real world, you wouldn't see this as anything, but in the real world, you will see someone who's introvert and someone who's extrovert and someone who does both. In the world, in this, she is both. She has it all. But be divergent in their world is actually illegal. It's actually pretty illegal. It actually reminds me a lot of like very, 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 very conservative living in different countries where everyone must do the same thing, have the same job, have the same pay. And if you divert from what the society tells you to do, you essentially get like, you know, you get killed essentially, right? And in this book, Being Divergent, it's just like that. Because you have different factions within yourself or personality traits, you are basically bad person because you cannot fit into a mold they want you to fit. And the reason why they have factions was to prevent a bunch of wars from happening because if a bunch of people all believe if the smart people think they should run the government while also carrying the wealth and the selfish people think they should just give it all away or whatever, then yeah, it's going to cause a war if they mix, but that's why they have them in separate place. Obviously everyone has a role within each faction. So like if you're in the brave, you're probably doing the war, you're doing the guarding, all that stuff. If you're smart, you're going to go a lot into the finance world. If you're selfless, volunteering, you're giving food away to people who are homeless. If you're honest, you're probably in government because we probably need that. We probably need it now actually. But yeah, that's mostly the book, right? And I will say it's pretty good because when I read this now, right? I remember this was a book that my high school had as like an option to read in my school, but I didn't read it as a high schooler. I read The Maze Runner, and that was a series I followed for years because that's the book series we had in our school. But the year before me in high school, they actually read the Maze Runner or Divergent, and they actually went on to watch the movies. So this is my first time. I have not watched the movie, like I said, but overall, the book series has been the book itself is really good. I don't want to spoil too much because I feel like there's some people who are gonna say you're spoiling a book that's forever years old, and I'm like I probably am because I did not know. And let me tell you, this is definitely a young adult's book. Like I was reading this book and I was like, I love the romance. I'll keep it at that. I love the romance. It was great, and I also love the storytelling because some books that are made for young adults, especially when I was in like high school, don't really translate that well when you get older, or it comes off as like really bad writing or very easy reading, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I really enjoyed it because it wasn't trying to tell you everything off the bat, and it wasn't trying to give you simple words to go through. You actually learning to do like their storytelling. And I will say this is like one of my better books I've read this year because a lot of the books I struggled to even tell you what it was about because they were just trying to tell you about the intricate details about their world while giving you like the most basic knowledge about their characters. And it was just so boring. So this book really helped. I can't tell you why it took me forever because I was just like doing everything at once, and the book was like the least of my worries. But overall, it has like 500 pages, and it gives you like a little synopsis of the next book and also discussion as well because it's a high schooler book. I wouldn't even call it a young adult actually. Now that I think about it, because I wasn't really a young adult when this book came out. But I think for a lot of people, it's a very good series. I have heard that the movies were very different from the book, like they always are. I just with my friends because I wanted to I want to be spoiled on like a certain relationship in this book, like the main relationship, if you want to know. And I wanted to know if they stay together, just because. No, I mean, I already been spoiled. I asked my friend about it, and she was like, "Well, so and so doesn't even make it to the end of the book, like the end of the series." And I was like, that doesn't answer my question, but it's good to know because now I can limit my expectations. But I do really like this series. I will see myself like catching the next book somehow. I mean, I got this book through like what was it? Like the same place I always go to, like the free bookstore. So the fact that I got it is really good. I hope I can get the second book in the series. I think the next book is Invergent or something like that. I don't even remember. I probably have to look it up online just because I don't think I'll be able to like go outside right now because it's currently snowing and raining right now. It's actually horrendous today. It's crazy how much it snows, but yet when it was Christmas, dry, everything. But anyway, I would rate this book, I want to say an 8 out of 10. I don't really know how it could get better. I think because I don't know. I don't want to give like a too high rating because I don't know what a 10 is right now, but this is definitely a great book. I would say if you are looking for an easy read that you just want, this is definitely like easier than some other books you probably find. And it's definitely one of the easier reads I had this year, and I would definitely go for Divergent. I mean, it sounds dumb to say because it has been out forever, but if you're like me, who I've never read this book before, yeah, yeah. I'm a little worried to watch the movie because I know the movie would be totally different and they would just not cover the storyline. And I'm sure Rotten Tomato will tell me it's like 20% for everything. And yeah, I probably should just stick to the book series just for now, just in case I end up getting tarnished because of the movies. But yeah, that's really all I have. Overall, 8 out of 10. The storyline is amazing. You should totally go for it. And I will see you guys in the next video where I will be going over all the books that I read this year and just show you guys my favorite and least favorite and the new book for the new year, I guess I would say. Thank you guys for watching and Happy New Year to all that is celebrating, of course. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.